Atlantis. Atlantis was, according to legend, a mythical city that was eventually brought under the sea, never to be found again. Many myths center around the idea of lost cities or landmarks, like the City of Gold, the Fountain of Youth, and desert cities in Dubai. While academic consensus is that the city did not exist, that does not seem to take away from the myth. Atlantis was first mentioned by Plato in his Timaeus dialogue. He describes the island as a powerful kingdom beyond the Pillar of Heracles. The island was extremely wealthy, advanced, and protected by Poseidon. It soon conquered Africa up to Egypt, and Europe up to Etruscan Italy, before being driven back by Athens. But the morals of Atlantis became poisoned. They were eventually divinely punished with earthquakes and floods, and the island sank. Plato states the story was told to him by his grandfather, who'd learned it from an Egyptian priest, whom stated it happened 9,000 years prior. Plato had used this story in a discussion about his ideal society, and it was believed to be a parable, even at the time of telling it. A follower of Plato is said to have believed the story, but Aristotle had made a joke about Plato being able to create nations and destroy them in the same story. This legend was eventually ignored, with discussion on the topic being minimal until 1627, where Francis Bacon brought the topic back up in a novel titled The New Atlantis. The book had depicted a similar society, being politically and scientifically advanced but disappearing. In 1882, a U.S. Congressman, Ignatius Donnelly, had published his own book, titled Atlantis, The Antediluvian World, where he talked of an advanced civilization who had populated Europe, America, and Africa, and inspired mythology worldwide. Donnelly's book was popularized and contributed to the New Age beliefs held of the city. These two authors had reignited the interest in locating the island, and since then many theories have came out, regardless of the myth being true or false. My personal favorite theory for the location of Atlantis is the Eye of the Sahara, which is a circular structure with concentric rings, similar to that described by Plato. Some people say that they have done the math and say that it mostly checks out, with the location and description being in the right place, and that the desert was flooded 12,000 years ago. Most of the evidence found doesn't exactly hold up to scrutiny. Other locations that are believed to be Atlantis spread from Greece to Spain, with some even putting the location in South America or India. Regardless of the accepted belief, it's still fun to imagine that somewhere below the ocean lies an incredibly advanced civilization.